Hi, this is Fazana again. In this video, we'll look at the different variety of questions that could come up in your exams. The topic itself is simple, so the questions have to be worded oddly to catch you out. After we've worked through this video, you'll be too smart to be fooled. Let's begin. Okay. Here are the first four terms of an arithmetic sequence: 6, 10, 14, 18. Write an expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence. And you should be an expert on this. Now you've watched part 1. Remember, the formula is an plus c. The difference in your numbers is plus 4, so it's 4n. And then you go minus 4 to find the 0th term, which you have as 2. So it's 4n plus 2. Let's test it before we put it on the answer line. So if that was your second number, so you've got 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 2, which is 10. And that works. So your nth term is 4n plus 2. Okay. Now it says the nth term of a different arithmetic sequence is 3n plus 5, and it asks if 108 is a term of the sequence. So if it could be one of these numbers on the sequence. So you can tell that n has to be an integer because it's a pattern number or a sequence number. So we try and find out if 3n plus 5 could be equal to 108. And I hope you've watched my video on linear equations. So minus 5, 3n equals 108 minus 5 is 103. Now, the way to find out if a number can be divided by 3 is if you add the digits up, the total adds up. The total should be a multiple of 3. So 1 plus 3 comes to 4, so you can tell 103 is not a multiple of n. So is it a term of the sequence? No, because 103 is not a multiple of 3. Because n has to be an integer. Okay, as simple as that. All right, let's have a look at another question. Okay, this one's really easy, but you find that people get it wrong because they don't realize that although there are 2 missing numbers, you're actually having 3 increments, so 3 jumps. So if you have to find the missing numbers, you go 35 minus 11, so to find out the difference between the numbers. So you get 24. And now you have to divide 24 by 3, because you've got 3 steps. Yeah? Which gives you 8. So now let's try it. So you've got 11 plus 8 is 19. 19 plus 8 is 27. And 27 plus 8 is 35. Okay, so remember, although there are 2 missing numbers, you've got 3 jumps, 3 increments. Okay, all right. That would be like a 2-mark question, but it's under your belt. Okay, this one. The nth term of the sequence is 100 minus 3n. I like to actually write it out as minus 3n plus 100 in that form of an plus c. Okay, and we have to work out the first 3 terms. So the first term would be minus 3, because minus 3 times 1, plus 100, which is 97. And then, as long as you remember that the difference between the numbers is 3, then you can tell your second one will be 94, so you're minusing 3, and your third one will be 94 minus 3, which is 91. Okay, says work out the first term of the sequence that is negative. So we want minus 3n plus 100 to be less than 0. Okay, so let's take our 3n to the other side. So you've got 100 is less than 3n. When we flip it over, we've got to change that sign as well. So you've got, so flip it over. So 3n is greater than 100. And if we divide by 3, then n is greater than 100 divided by 3, which is 33 and a third, which you should know off by heart. So you can tell n has to be greater than 33 and a third, so we have to round up, so n is greater than 34. Let's test it. So if we went minus 34 times 3 plus 100, you've got minus 102 plus 100, which gives you minus 2. Okay, so the first term of the sequence that is negative is minus 2. Okay, good. Let's try another one. Okay, the first 4 terms of an arithmetic sequence are 5, 9, 13, 17. So that one's easy. To find the nth term, you go plus 4 plus 4. So we've got 4n. And then to find your 0th term, you go minus 4, and you get 1. So can you see the rhythm? It's plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 4n minus 4, and you get 4n plus 1. Okay? When it asks you to write down an expression in terms of n for the n plus 1th term, so here, instead of trying to find, the nth term and you get your 9, let's say, here, if you have to find the n plus 1th term, all you do is you go 4, and instead of writing n, you write n plus 1, and then you go plus 1. So you've got 4n plus 4 plus 1, which would give you 4n plus 5. So again, your nth plus 1 term is, if you put in 1 as your n, you will get the n plus 1th term, so you'll get your second one. So if we put n equals 1, we want to get the second term, which is 9. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 5 equals 9. Okay, so although it sounds really confusing, that's all it means, and that's all you have to do. Okay, a few marks there, guaranteed. Okay, this one's a higher level question, and again, the only reason is because it looks different. But again, it shouldn't sort of phase you out, because you know the basic concept. So it says in a sequence of 4 numbers, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference between each number is 7. Okay, so let's call the first one x. Yeah, and it also says the sum of the 4 numbers is 6. Okay, so if the difference is 7, so you know the second one will be x plus 7. The third one will be x plus 14, and the fourth one will be x plus 21. And these should all equal to 6. Okay, so if we collect like terms, we've got 4x plus 42 equals 6. And then if you minus 42, you get 4x equals minus 36. And divide by 4, and you can see x will be minus 9. Okay, so let's try it. Let's test it. So we've got minus 9 plus 7 is minus 2, minus 9 plus 14 is 5, and minus 19 plus 21 is 12. And if you add these up, these come to minus 11, these come to 17, and 17 minus 11 is 6. So we're absolutely right. But can you see the question sounds confusing, but all you've got to realize is I know how to work out my nth term. I know how to do my sequence of numbers, and then just start writing. Once you start writing, it's like, oh yeah, that's what it is, and it just falls out. Okay, great. Okay, another odd looking one. Let's go for it, shall we? Okay, here are the first 4 terms of the sequence, and 4a, 9a, 14a, 19a, and the nth term of the sequence is 10n minus 2 divided by 3. Now we could work out the nth term, but you can see if you start working out the nth term, you're going to be full of n's and a's, and it just gets so confusing. So what I do is I say, okay, so if n equals 1, then 10 times 1 is 10, minus 2 divided by 3 should be 4a. Okay, so you can see that comes to 8. And if you remember the Faz format of 6 divided by 3 equals 2, you can tell we can cross multiply. So 8 should be equal to 3 times 4, 12a. Yeah? So if we divide by 12 to find 1a, so a equals 8 twelfths, and divide them both by 4, so you get 2/3. Okay, let's try it with n equals 2 to see if that's correct. So you've got 10 times 2 is 20, minus 2 divided by 3, and we get 9a. Okay, that comes to 18. So we've got 18 equals 27a. We'll divide by 27. So you've got a equals 18 divided by 27. And if you divide them both by 9, you get 2/3. Ooh, very good. Okay, so the value of a is 2/3. Okay, so a is 2/3. Brilliant. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It's nice to actually see all these different kinds of questions that could come up, and all related to nth term, and you're supposed to be able to apply all your basic knowledge of nth term to a harder question, which is the whole role of mathematics. You get given something hard and you apply your basic principles. What would I do if it was something simpler? And whatever you do when it's something simple, you just apply the same concepts to a harder questions. Okay, if I find any more interesting questions, I'll upload another video. And if you find any interesting questions, please let me know in the comments section. Is that a deal? Good. Keep practicing. It's so worth it. Work hard, 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 hard. Remember, you're in control. Until next time, take care. Bye.